up, guys? So we're doing last week's class here. We're gonna do seated head and arm stuff. So I made a new video. If you haven't seen it yet, it's how to break down the mount, so like isolating arms and all that. I did that for you guys, so I'm not having to redo how to isolate arms every single one. And we're also going to do a video on how to hold the mount here coming soon. So just like how to go through holding the mount position, and then in class we'll just kind of break that up over a couple of weeks because it's quite a bit. We last left off in this head and arm type position here, doing the arm triangle stuff. So now we're just going to look at what to do here if we don't want to do the arm triangle, or maybe you just don't feel comfortable doing it or it's too hard to get. So the first thing we need to do is keep our elbow and knee together, and then the other knee, so my left knee, is going to just be along her back. So we want to be kind of pinched like this heel here, and this, so she can't start to open my leg up and escape. We're going to grab our gift wrap, so the one around the neck, grabbed over top. You can do monkey grip, or I like to do with the thumb in because I feel like it's a tighter grip, and then you grab over top of your own wrist right here. So you can do either the monkey, or if you feel like they're going to be extra slippery, you can put the thumb in, and then this is a much tighter grip in this kind of Kimura grip. So we're going to take our left leg and we're going to shoot it up over her head like we're taking the back. Then we're just going to look to fall down, lift her up enough to get my leg out, and we're just going to sit like this. It's important that you keep your forearm here on her neck, or else she's just going to escape the head and either start escaping, or in the best case scenario, we're in armbar territory. But we want to go into armbar territory on our own terms with better foot placement. So we're going to have this nice and tight. It should be fairly difficult for her to move. Worst case scenario, if she explodes super hard towards the right here, like maybe you get a big guy, if they explode super hard, you just take the back. So this is a pretty good position. Regardless, you're going to either be able to take the back and start setting up what I'm going to show here. So the first thing we're doing is a front triangle. So we're going to take our feet here and we're going to use these to pummel. So we need to get this one in front of her foot. So it might take a little bit of playing around. Maybe she blocks this one here, and I come in with this one and start opening, pin it, and then we're going to take this heel and try to get it up close to her neck. Once we get this here, we can now relinquish the forearm grip on her neck and replace it with our thigh. So now it's still going to be difficult to move. Now what we're going to do next, let's go ahead and start turning this way. What we're going to do next here is start using this Kimura grip, and we're going to look to start falling this way here and connect our 2 feet like so. So really the only way she can go is start to come up into me. So we're going to start pulling this arm into me, and as she comes up, we can shoot our leg high and then lock up our triangle. When you grab your foot, don't grab the top and toe hold yourself. You can grab the shin. That's a viable option, but if you have like a really big neck person and you just can't get this clamp down, you're going to grab the sole of your foot, so in this middle part, so you can still pull and not toe hold yourself. So when you lock it up, grab the sole of your foot and lock your triangle choke in. You're going to look to clamp down here and turn your foot to the outside. You can start looking to scoop under. If you know they start stepping the leg up, you can look to scoop under here and finish. But this clamp here, you just clamp down and look to turn your knee. Once you've reached the maximum here of turning your knee, then now you can start clamping down even more for the tap. Doing the little knee turn here, if you can kind of see here the triangle. turning my knee makes this inherently smaller, and then when we clamp down, it makes it even tighter. So that's why you always try to externally turn your knee to make this hole smaller, and then tighten it up. So I'll show it once more here. She's on her side. I have my back, head, and arm. I'm gonna look to come up over the head, sit like I'm taking the back, just lift, extract this leg, and right here. Start pummeling this foot over, get it up around her neck. Then we're just gonna look to pull. So I'm gonna turn again just so they can see right here. I'm gonna look to pull with this Kimura grip, and then just connect my heel and the top of my thigh here. And then I'm gonna start baiting her to come up. Really, that's the only way she can go. As she comes up, let her come up, and then I shoot my triangle leg in. Grab the sole of your foot, you can lock your triangle in for the submission. So the next thing we're looking over is arm bars. So we're gonna have our back, head, and arm here. We're gonna do the same thing. Let's scoot up, pull her into our lap, open, and get this foot out. Now we're gonna do the same thing here. We're gonna look to pummel this foot over, and then just have both of our feet. We want them both on this side in this 3/4 juji position. Once we have this over, we can now take our forearm out and immediately place it with our leg. Once we get here, she's gonna start laying on her back in the arm bar, and we can cross our feet here, just right over her shoulder. This helps prevent the hitchhiker, so when she goes to go palm up and hitchhiker, she can only go so far before her shoulder hits my feet, and then at that point she can't go anymore. So this is a good position here. You almost always want to try to get to 3/4 juji, where you have just your leg that came across closest to the hip here, and this leg over top of the head on top, and then you're just going to back heel into her neck. So back up, show again just how to get into the arm bar here. So we have our back, head, and arm. Look to scoot our knee up, sit, lift, and pull this out. Now we're gonna look to start taking this foot over the top. Once we get it here, we can now switch off forearm to head, and we're gonna go under, this leg on the bottom, this leg on top. If you get here, you land like this, bottom to top, that's fine. Just for the second, just go ahead and back heel for a second, and then go ahead and switch your feet for a tighter hold. So you just don't want your feet open when you go like this. So wherever they land, I'll immediately just cross just to get settled so that it can't do an initial hitchhiker, and then I'll switch really quickly. So now we're gonna look at how to grip break. We're gonna go over all variations here of the grip break. So she's just gonna first do a basic either palm to palm or the 10-finger grip. It doesn't matter, this one's gonna work for both of these just the same. The important part is to see which side her armbar hand is on. So the one that I'm trying to break away, whatever side that's pointing to, I need to take the elbow to the opposite hip. So right now her left hand here, she grip is pointing towards her head. So I need to switch, right hand come through. I'm gonna pull this into my right pocket. Now I'm gonna come through and attach my body to the wrist, and then as you fall this way, you're gonna be looking to put Americana style pressure. So whenever this arm breaks away, you should be having this Americana style pressure, or if it was flipped the other way, like that, then it would be a Kimura style pressure. So you want to put shoulder lock pressure on this, and not just like trying to pull and pull like this. This puts more stress on the grip. So when she goes to grip, however she does, now her breaking arm is on top. So I'm going to look to left hand through, pull to my left hip, connect it to my chest, and then start leaning and putting shoulder lock pressure on here. Once we get here, we're gonna look to take this top arm and just grab her finger right here. So you always wanna grab like thumb to thumb here, not like this. You always wanna grab thumb to thumb so you can control which way the wrist goes. This left hand is gonna slide up, and then now you can start coming back for your finish, which we will show at the end how to do the finishing mechanics. Alright, so now we're here. She's gonna, that one works for wrist to wrist, palm to palm. Now she's gonna, 10 finger palm to palm. Now she's gonna do wrist to wrist. So this one is a little bit different, but the same, depending on where this breaking hand is, will kind of be where it changes up a little. So we are gonna have less extension because the circle's smaller. So on this one, it's very important that you get the elbow in the correct pocket so we can try to maximize the shoulder lock pressure on here. So this one's on the bottom here, so I'm gonna come through, pull it into my right hip, connect myself as best as I can, and then I'm gonna look to really lay and then fall and start to pull this away. This one, because the circle is so small, especially on a strong guy, it's gonna be important that we try to lay on the mat and drag this, because we need to get our whole body into it due to it being so small. Probably on a really strong guy, not gonna be able to just like rip this away. Even on her, probably not gonna be able to just rip this away. So I'm really gonna have to exaggerate, like going flat on the mat and using my whole body to extend. Now she switches her grip. You can do the same thing here. It's gonna be a little hard to go flat on the ground and pull this, because I'm kind of pulling into this bottom hand because she's got it looped around. But because she has this on top, it's very easy for me to access the wrist. So I'm gonna do the same thing, pull into my left hip, and this free hand is gonna come over the top, and you can see I can just pop her wrist up very easily because she has nothing holding it. So I'm just gonna pop the wrist up, and then you can grab the meat of the thumb and turn it and start to open it away. Or if you want, you can pull this up and have like a little wrist lock here, which I like to do. So I'll just grab over top of the hand, strip it. You can do either wrist lock if you want, or use this wrist lock to pull it away. And then we're gonna do the same thing, thumb to thumb, grab the wrist, and start looking to come back here. The last one we're gonna go over here is the full figure four, where she gets the bicep and under the leg here. So the problem with this is, if you get a person that starts building up into you, I'm not gonna be able to use this. Even if she starts to build up into me, go ahead. I'm not gonna be able to use this leg over the head effectively because she's pushing it away. So this is no good. We need to, first thing we do when they do this is immediately switch, so we have a post hand. So when she goes to do that, I can now post and always stop her doing that. Doesn't matter how big and strong they are, they're not gonna beat my post hand on the mat. Once we have stopped their initial moving and we're ready to go, we're gonna take our free hand and just V-grip over the top and take our leg off. If you don't V-grip, she can just follow my leg, and then it's just a battle of this. So we need to hold it in place, take the leg off. As we replace the leg, pull this arm into us. Now from here, you have a choice. You can either let go and just go ahead and grip. I don't recommend this because more than likely if I let go, she's just gonna re-grip her hands. Exactly. If she went to it one time, she's gonna do it again. So if I let go, she's just gonna re-grip her hands. So come here, pull it. I'm gonna take my left hand here, the one that's holding her other arm. I'm just gonna look to grab her tricep initially. Now I can take this hand and put it into my right hip pocket and cover. Now she can't re-grip her hands because her hand is here in my pocket. It's far away from her hand. When I'm ready to go, again, bring it close to my chest, pull it far away, so even when I do let go, there's no way she's re-gripping. I wouldn't let go of it and then start pulling it away because she would just re-grip. So, exactly, she just re-gripped. So I would get this here, take it away where she can't re-grip, and then now you can grab it, fall down, thumb to thumb, grab the wrist. We're going to turn palm up and go over how to break now. Okay, so everything here is the same. My feet and all that is the same. We're going to go over how to break now. Turn a little so just so you all can hopefully kind of see. The thumb to thumb grip. Grab the wrist. We're going to fall back. When we fall back, we're not going to look to pull directly here. You might get it. I mean, this is a pretty good extension. But like if you're in a competition and someone's willing to just let their arm pop a little bit, because it's really hard to break an arm. A lot of it's hyperextension. So just pulling it here might work, but probably not, because I'm hitting the mat. I can only go so far before it's just, you know, the damage is done, but now they can start to get out because I can't pull anymore. Even when I hip up, I mean, I can only go so far. So we're going to look to do thumb to thumb, grab the wrist, turn palm up, and we're going to use this to pull and use this to push over our hip. We always want to go this way because we have our feet configured this way to prevent the hitchhiker. If we go palm down, I mean, you're not really going to break anyone that way. And remember, it's going to be really awkward to like pull over this way. So we're going to always go this way over the right hip. We're going to look to just pull and push until you get the submission. Don't like powerhouse this over. Please be very careful, because this is extremely tight. Just imagine if I wasn't holding her arm, I have all of this. I can take her literal arm to her butt cheek, and that would be like all the extension of the break. So this is how you're gonna like damage someone's arm severely, rather than just like maybe pop it a couple times. So we're up here, we did our thing, we have our thumb to thumb, grab the wrist, come back, immediately turn palm up, and then just look to pull and push over your right side hip.